Can't anyways.
What'd you say?
Yeah, let's just get to it. I can't even find the damn fucking puff bar anyways. So I'm
It's
about
all
to be
right.
Nicholas. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all good.
All right. Welcome. We tried to do this earlier, but it was way whacker. So welcome back. Kind of. How you been?
Welcome. Been doing good. How you doing, man?
I've been doing good. I was freaking out because I got an 88 on a group project today, and I'm an A student. But then I was like, whatever. I realized that it's just a matter of time before I don't do school anymore. So might as well just relax.
Yeah, most definitely. Class of 2018 for high school, it's junior year.
Yeah.
Once it's done, it's done. Shit.
Real life, dude. Being a junior in college is weird, especially when like everything's like online. You know what I mean? Like doing podcasts. I mean, it's cool because like I learned how to do it like through Zoom and everything, and I wouldn't have learned Zoom without school being like pushed online. But also, I I would rather be doing this in person because now I have three mics and I'm gonna start setting up this like super nice set in my shed, and I'm gonna call it "There's Spiders in the Shed," and it's basically just gonna be like
Ooh.
us on the couch, kind of like how Adam 22 records his like sideways view, you know?
Yes. Oh yeah, like the with the no jumper.
Yeah, yeah. See how like they're like talking across the table?
Yeah, and they have like I know what you're talking about. He has. I know exactly what you're talking about because I've watched his interviews. It's just hard to describe for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm gonna have one camera set up. I still gotta get a camera. I'm still waiting on that. So this is like the best thing I can do so far.
No, you're
But
good. I'm about to set this up the best as I can right now too.
yeah,
Get
bro.
the put the ring light on there so I can
Yeah, bro. You're good.
get the professional look.
Well, while you're doing that, you want to tell everyone that's gonna listen to this who you are and what you do and everything. And
My name is Chance. I go by Chancio. Um, I do TikTok and I'm also a musician, mainly a musician in my eyes. But a lot of people will say different about say different about it and guess I'm a TikToker. But I qualify myself as a musician, basically.
yeah, we can get right into that. Jake, when I had Jake on, or whenever I talk to Jake, he says he uses TikTok just to promote his platform, and and
100%.
and so I don't really use TikTok, but the way I've like heard about it, it's like it's really good for promoting yourself, and it's also really good for like getting bigger. It's easier to gain followers, I guess, in some senses. So
Yeah, I've made a new account. I actually made a new account yesterday, and I'm already over 6,000 followers.
oh, for real?
Yeah.
So what is the kind of things you do on TikTok?
Personally, I make like the little POV skits, like the little it's just the POV skits like the little happy boy stuff and all that stuff right at the moment. Currently like I'm not a big enough creator when I can even post the content that I want, which would probably be more like on the line like the Doug Boys content. Cause I lived in Vegas. I like doing the lit stuff.
Yeah, dude, I like I've always like wanted to go to school and then maybe wanted to go to grad school and do things like that in school. And then I started doing this and I'm like, I kind of hate school. Like I was just going to school because it's like gonna give you a job. But in like today's climate, like you don't even really need to go to school.
I'm in an interview.
He said I'm in the interview. Yeah, like in today's climate, we don't even really need to go to school. If you have something creative or something else that you want to like endeavor into or like indulge into, like, might as well do that. And so like I feel like a lot of people who are like older than us don't really understand that, like the way of the world these days. And I think that like we're going away from education unless you have to do one of those jobs like lawyer, medical student, something like that. And we're more focusing on like creating new ways to make money, like new innovative ways and things like that.
Exactly. I highly agree. 'Cause my mom still doesn't get the whole like she still doesn't get the gist of like TikTok and all this stuff and like music. Like I literally she most definitely thought I was selling drugs. So I was just going out of town. I was just going out of town, bro. Like literally I would leave the day of and mom's like, where you going? I'm like, I'm going to like Miami or something. And we'll come back like 3 months later. And she's like, how are you supporting yourself?
Yeah, I don't, dude. And social media is weird because like it's like really, really, really good to like promoting yourself and getting big and stuff, but it's also really, really, really bad for like mental health and like kids like I know I've heard this like from people who have like little sisters. They'll watch like the TikTok girls who are like really hot or whatever, and they'll be like, why can't I look like that? Why do I have acne? Things like that, you know? And I feel like it's really bad for them to think that way because they are like 15, 16 years old. Like you're not gonna look that way your whole life. You're not gonna act the way you're acting your whole life. So like social media really like picks you up as a kid and places you into like people whose lives are different than yours. You know what I mean?
I highly agree. Like even as a guy on TikTok, like there is times when I look at it and I'll be like, dang, why am I not a 6'3" light skin? Like because like that app really is like if you look good and you're like attractive, you know how to like shoot videos and stuff like that. You're gonna do well. You're gonna do well. It's a lot of people who just do well be off their looks off that. So I do highly agree. Like it is like a big thing in like mental health for sure as well.
Yeah. And not only that, like, so TikTok is there's a lot of people making the money, not really money. I'm making videos and getting big from TikTok. And then there's the other section of people who are like our age who are doing the sales, the door to door sales. I somebody hit me up yesterday and they're like, hey, I'm doing this, and it was like a door-to-door sales, and he's not the only person that's like talked to me about it. And like that's not really my path. I think my path is more interviews, things like this, using my voice. I want to get into sports broadcasting at some point, maybe law, things like that. But I can see why people like are doing that, because it's like you can make it's like a pyramid scheme, so it's kind of messed up in a sense, but you could also make a ton of money super fast, super like equivalent. You can rack it up instead of having that 9 to 5 where you make 15 an hour. You can make 10, $15,000 on 2 deals, and it's just on your own work ethic. And I think we're getting away from the days where we have like standard jobs where you work a certain amount of hours every single day, and it's more you work on your own time. You build your own schedule. You do many different things.
Yeah, it's just having like your freedom, like even with just like Uber and Lyft, like are starting to become like some of the most like freak best things to do for work because you're able to have your own schedule and the freedom, which people nowadays are really starting like to value their time over just like going to the typical 9 to 5, like you said. Like the whole like summer sales, like kids are willing to give up their whole summer if they're gonna get a guarantee like 35, $40,000 and they're gonna be able to be chilling during the school year.
Yeah, there's also the Postmates and DoorDash and things like that. I even Postmated and it took me like 3 seconds. Obviously, I'm not a convicted felon or anything, so like
Yeah, true.
I don't have a DUI, so they can't just be like, oh yeah, no. But it's really easy. Like they just let you, if you like have a clean record.
Yeah,
But
DoorDash is like my thing. I used to do it on a bike, bro. Guess goal like my goal every day is to
really,
get fit. Yeah, I used to do DoorDash on a bike because I live in Chicago right now. So like before I went to school for my sophomore year, I was doing DoorDash every day. Make $50 a day.
so what are you doing as of right now? Are you going to school still, or are you just really focusing on influencing and music?
Personally, I'm going to school, but in all means respect, if my mom sees this, I'm only doing it for her because I really don't want to go to school. But I'm gonna do it for her. And like I guess like end of the day, like if this stuff doesn't work out, I'm still gonna have something to fall back on.
Yeah, the fall back on, man. My mom even said that to me. I was like, dude, I am not having fun with school, and I'm doing it for football and other reasons, and I'm smart and I like to learn, but like I hate like spending all this money, like really like think about it. If you think about it, you're like wait if you're like have loans or anything, you're spending money that you don't have just to like get an education for someone who like spent their time learning through the educational process. Like not that professors are uneducated or anything like that. They're some of the smartest people on the planet. They're most educated. But the thing is that like nowadays with technology, you can like in this what this is showing me, I'm spending how much on tuition to do Zoom classes. Like that's not what I'm trying to do. Like and like my parents don't really get that, and like a lot of people don't get that. Is like I want to have that experience, that college experience, that in-person experience, that like
Exactly.
learning with other people, talking with other people, engaging with other people. And they're like, well, you can do the same thing on Zoom. No, you can't, dude. I didn't come up here to waste all this tuition money to sit on Zoom and talk to people on Zoom, dude. I want to be in person. I want to talk. I want to like live. I want to laugh. All that stuff. That is the college experience that like our parents got, our brothers and sisters got, and now we're getting trashed because of the pandemic. And I don't want to get into COVID and politics about that, but it's really making me think about like, what do I want in life,
No, I highly agree because like I'm gonna keep it like this. Like, okay, you're right. Like, bro, the whole like being online thing is like it's very different because like we for all of our lives, bro, we've been in person, and especially in college, it really means a lot because like, oh, you on Zoom class? Like, I can go ask my teacher for help. They're like, will you help me? Okay, they can easily sit there and personally like help me through this problem like in person. I can literally see what they're doing step to step. Only thing they can do on a Zoom call is explain. Is really explain. You're not going to get the full gist because like it's going to be the same thing as basically watching a YouTube video at that rate because of Zoom class. Then on top of that, like you say you got some cute girl in class. Oh, what am I going to do? Go talk to her on Zoom class? The whole class can hear me.
You better do a Zoom date.
Yeah, Zoom date. Like,
I there's good and bad things about Zoom. I think some kids flourish online because they're scared to talk in person and everything. But again, you should learn how to get over that. That's just life. You got to talk to people. Um, Not that stage fright isn't a thing and a lot of people don't have it. I'm just saying like we got to fight through things. And I feel like we're just like, if the pandemic hasn't shown us anything, it's shown us this. When we get afraid of things, we shut down and we close up and we don't fight it. Like they didn't say anything about health, being healthy, having your body fight it. They were talking about let's shut down, stay inside. How is that an answer to anything? Imagine if you were like, okay, a car crash happens. There's a good amount of car crashes happening right now because of drunk driving. And instead of saying, hey, maybe we should have laws regarding not drinking and driving, they're like, stay inside, don't drive. How does that solve anything? Because then people are going to go do it twice as much because they're like fighting it. And it's the same thing we're saying with this, with shutting down businesses, some businesses, but not other businesses, some states, but not other states. And we're seeing that some people are revolting against the system and some people are actively like not doing anything, and it's very unhealthy both sides. We need a happy medium. We need to know what we're doing, maybe wear a mask but keep businesses open, things like that. And I don't think they did a good enough job of explaining what the hell is going on.
I agree. I agree exactly on what you're saying because like they're not really enforcing the laws as good as they should. It's like when your parents tell you, it's like when your parents tell you not to go to a party. You're gonna go to that party. You're gonna go to the party regardless. You're most definitely gonna do it. Like it's just kind of I understand like the whole like thing is just it's just really bad. I feel like and also is my quality clear?
Your
Does it
camera?
look clear? Yeah, does it look clear?
Yeah, it looks super clear.
Oh, back because from my perception, it looks mad blurry, and I just keep laughing at myself.
Does mine look blurry?
No, yours looks extra clear, so I thought mine was like super blurry.
Okay, no, that's good because yours looks extra clear and mine looks blurry. So I think it's just what Zoom's doing
Okay,
right now. And the quality afterwards looks different
okay,
anyways.
perfect.
But let's get into some of this. You know, have you always been like a creative kid? Have you always wanted to do things with music, or did you just start getting into that like recently when you met Jake and everything like at Dixie?
I did music before I met Jake. Actually, the way people found out I did music, well, the way I kind of had to like tell people about my musical backgrounds because I lived in this place called Tabernacle. All my roommates and my friends had left like to go out for a second, and I was like just singing and stuff like that. I was just singing, and I tried to hide it for as long as I can because I've actually been singing since I've been 9 years old. So I tried to like hide it because every time I'm singing in school, people are like, "Will you sing for me? Will you sing for me?" It's like it gets kind of annoying. But I became into more of myself and I started to like embrace it instead of go against it. But ever been doing music, so I've been 9 years old, been
Uh-huh.
singing. I went to, I made it, tried to audition for America's Got Talent. I'm auditioning for The Voice this Thursday
For
too.
real?
Yeah,
That's cool, bro. That's really dope. What is that process like auditioning for one of those big name shows?
Pretty much audition. Pretty much, I really feel like, I feel like honestly, I feel like the shows are kind of rigged to some degree. Like I'm not gonna say like, I don't want to say rigged. I feel like it's almost set up that who they know who they want. Because look how many video submissions these people are getting.
Mm-hmm.
Like these content, like they're not listening to all 100. They're not looking at all 100,000 videos. They're not. It's like it's just really hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
But the audition process, if you go in person, well, prior if you went in person, it's a lot of people who want to audition. They put you into a room with a few people. For America's Got Talent, they put you in a room pretty much by like your talent. If you can sing, put you in with a few singers.
Uh,
If you dance, they put you in with a few dancers, stuff like that. And that's how it is for that. And obviously, they like you, they'll give you a call back. I actually made it to the house. I made it to like the house part of it, and that was like it. And it was like it's really really hard. And then I stopped singing after that because my parents made me sing like 6 hours a day. But in like fifth grade, that's like so much. That's too much to do.
oh wait, that was in fifth grade.
Yeah,
You tried out for America's Got Talent in fifth grade.
yeah. I drove. We drove from Chicago to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Wow, that's big, dude. Fifth grade is what? You're 10 years old, 9 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
a
was
lot.
homeschooled too,
Ooh.
so that's like so music was really like my whole thing. I was homeschooled because of it.
Is it like the Black? Have you seen the Black Mirror episode where they it's like that talent show one, and I'll show you. I'll show you what I'm talking about. And she like basically, yeah, I'll show you. Sorry, listeners, if you're not gonna be able to see this, tune into the YouTube version of this to see what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, because you can't pull up the Zoom green screen.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's not even a green screen. I don't think it's just like a sharing your like other screen. Black Mirror. So they're like they like their lives are like riding bikes, right? And and so here I'll show you it. It's like it was like this. Share my screen with you. So it was like this one. So their lives were like riding bikes all day, right? And this girl could sing, and then they lived in these little like rooms, these gray rooms, and on the screen they were had like this show and some other shows, and you would ride your bike and watch it, or you could watch it at night, and a lot of them was like porn and everything. And so it this one like she could sing and like it was kind of rigged and everything, and like it was staged, and it's a crazy episode. I'm not gonna ruin everything, but I was thinking like about how we live and everything and how we're fascinated by blowing up and being famous. Have you seen the movie Spree that's on Hulu?
I haven't. I haven't watched TV in actually 8 months.
That's really good, but it is about like this guy who's like obsessed with blowing up, and he like starts killing his passengers while driving this like Uber brand, like it's like Uber, it's called Spree. And that's it was making me really think about like what kids are gonna do for fame nowadays, you know? And
Yeah, I honestly, there are some crazy things that people will do for fame, and honestly, like I hope this doesn't come back to like bite me in the future. But like Logan Paul and Jake Paul are the key definition of clout is a drug. Because what would make you go call out Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather? You're not even a professional athlete, get along professional boxer, but you're gonna call out the best boxer in the world to one of the best MMA fighters. And I know the money most definitely do
yeah,
got something to do with it. But any person within their right mind knows I'm not taking the fight, even if it's even if the money's on the line. Conor McGregor's gonna smash me.
yeah.
Floyd Mayweather's gonna smash me. Like I'm not even gonna be able to hit them either. Like
I
I'm just
think
gonna be embarrassed.
I think definitely for Floyd, he's older money for sure. But Connor, I think that has to do a lot more with clout for sure. And just like calling out because he was calling out like LeBron James and like Joe Biden and like he's calling out everybody, Paris Hilton. Like he's just going off. So I think that's just him just I don't even know, dude. I don't really know Jake Paul enough to like make my own assumptions on him, but I think it's definitely has to do with clout. I think the Logan Paul more was money though. I mean, you're at that level. Like if you really think about it, who wouldn't fight for $50 million?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's
I'd
true.
fight
I
you right
know.
now if you were giving me $50 million. I'd come to Chicago or wherever you're at right now if you give me
Yeah,
$50 million.
for 50 mil, I just feel like Floyd Mayweather's older, but let's be honest, like I don't even think it's been 3 years since his last fight. It's has and he trains every day. Like his shit,
2018, I
like
think.
yeah, it's been like well, yeah, now 2018. It's been now still not really 3 years. So I think he fought end of the year type thing against Conor
Mm,
McGregor.
yeah.
Like I don't think that's a good look. I don't think that's a good look. And Jake Paul was talking about, I mean, Logan Paul. He said, "I will." He said this in an interview. He said, "I won't fight Conor McGregor in a boxing ring, but Floyd Mayweather be Conor McGregor." Like the age has a lot to do about it, but that man's still mad quick, and he's still professional. He still trains every day.
I think what he meant by that was he wouldn't fight McGregor because McGregor can do a lot more damage than Floyd. Floyd's more of a dancer and like a skilled tactical boxer in my mind. He could still do damage and he could still knock the fuck out of someone. Don't get me twisted. But
Big facts.
he's more tactical in his boxing. And Conor McGregor is one of the greatest like hands up fighters that exists in today's era. And he's a lot younger, a lot stronger, I would say. So I think he means that like I wouldn't want to fight Conor McGregor now. Um, as of Floyd might be a little more staged, not staged in like he's gonna win, obviously, but like rules, like the Mike Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight, there was rules on like where you could hit and things like that more than there are in normal boxing. And so I think what he means by that is he doesn't want to fight a younger fighter in a way that is actually more closely related to actual boxing than like a celebrity boxing match, you know?
Oh yeah, he did say that. He did say that. He told him he I remember he did say this. He said I'll take the money any day. He's like, what's the reason of me ruining my health fighting a professional fight going to fighting a professional boxer? He's like, I'll go fight one of these celebrities or somebody else because they asked him would he fight Conor McGregor again. He said, yeah, I'll do it again. He's I'll beat his ass again. Exactly. Like that just gives me the indicator. Just like he's still in his tip top
Mm-hmm.
shape. But he already has his
Oh
money. So
yeah.
like not really no point in like going to fight a professional boxer. Like you already beat everybody up anyways.
Yeah. So growing up in Chicago, what's that like?
Honestly, the way growing up out here, honestly, I just say cold. Cold is fun. Most definitely have to like be aware of your surroundings in some areas. But I don't really think it's as bad as everybody portrays it to be. I think it's just like it's like a normal city. People say
Mm-hmm.
Chicago has it's super bad, but that's just because like music, we have artists who really like promote this stuff like King Von, Chief Keef, Lil Durk, G Herbo, Cowboy, we had like Young Pappy and stuff like that.
Juice
But
World.
people don't realize, yeah, but like not really sort of like promoting like the gang violence stuff like that. That's people think about. People get when they see those artists, they just think, damn, Chicago's like
Mm.
hella bad. Like obviously, like it's bad if you go in like some areas, but that's with any
That's
city.
any city, yeah.
Yeah.
I was more thinking of that just because I don't know a lot about Chicago. I don't know what the city likes. I know about that the little glass ball thing everyone like in every movie and everything of people walking by. I don't know what it's
Oh,
called.
the bean. Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually had Avion out here a few days ago, and we went to Bean, stayed across the street at the Hotel Julian,
Mm.
recorded at Envion Studios, the same studio that Juice records at, and we had like it was a good time. But I feel like most definitely it's just on your surroundings and just like who you're involved with. I don't really feel too threatened when I go anywhere just because like I'm not game banging or doing anything like that, so people don't really have a reason to mess
Yeah.
with me.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I think is funny? Like, even with murderers and serial killers, most people have like this unwritten bias that you don't hurt children, or like parent like grandmothers or things like that. Um,
Yeah.
and I think that's wild. Like, obviously now there are tons of horrible people in this world who are hurt, women, children, babies, all that stuff. But like most people you would see who fight other people over money, rob other people, they would usually have this unwritten bias about not hurting children and old ladies and ladies in general. And I think that's funny because like it probably goes back to the days when we were hunting and like fighting other tribes, is you would never hurt the children and the women and the children, but you would hurt the other warriors, you know? And so, but like it's like come down the line in evolution all the way to today where we still see that. Like if you see a baby walking down the street, even if you're angry at someone else and maybe even about to kill someone right now out there, you stop, you know, or maybe you can smile at the baby, you know? So I think obviously I've never killed anyone, so I don't know what I would do if I was in the middle of fighting for my life, but you know,
Here it's kind of just like it's kind of like reckless. Like I feel like a lot of gang leaders have gotten like arrested and stuff like this. These gang leaders, they basically they controlling the gangs. Like they who everybody else got to look up to, but they all arrested, so nobody is able to lead the gangs, which basically makes it like it's just chaos because now these gangs have no leaders, and now you have blocks beefing with different blocks and stuff like that. And like out here, unfortunately, like kids are dying, little kids are dying, women are dying. Like it was actually a serial killer out here that they had caught. I think like about 2 days ago, he had killed 5 people, shot seven, and robbed someone. And literally, like one of the ladies he killed was 77, the other one was 81. Shot a 15-year-old, and like
so just all
40-year.
types of people.
Yeah, just no motive either, like no motive at all. And like I looked up, I did some investigations and stuff like that. Like drugs were like a very very big part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing that this world is fighting with right now. It's drugs. You know, I during especially during COVID right now, more people than ever are overdosing and suicide by drugs and things like that. And I think it really is a testament to being alone, you know. We want to get those drugs from being like we want to get those endorphins released through hanging out with other people and doing good things that we love to do rather than you know, taking opiates and Xanax
I
and
agree.
things like that. And I think, you know, someone who struggles with mental health and everything, I think that the one of the worst things you can do is lock people up alone. You know, people want to be with their family. Take the nerve that these fucking governors have, bro, by telling people they can't have Thanksgiving and Christmas with their families is absurd. And I don't give a fuck who hears this. I don't give a fuck if you're liberal. I don't give a fuck if you're a Republican and you're listening to this and this hurts your feelings. This is what I'm saying. If you think as a governor, you can have the nerve to tell people they can and cannot hang out with their family over fucking holiday, dude, you got some issues because listen to me, hear me out. You don't know what people are struggling with. You don't know what people are dealing with. And so to tell people that maybe are having mental breakdowns in life because their like store just shut down or their business is going under because of the shutdowns. And you're telling them they can't have a turkey with their mother who's maybe in her 80s, maybe this is the last time. Absurd, dude. Absurd. And I get it's the greater number of people. We don't want her, the 85-year-old, to get sick, but come on, dude. Like, that's just so, like, it literally pisses me off, bro, what these people think they can just tell other people to do. Like, I get it. We're trying to keep other people safe and we're trying to keep people safe. And I get that. But to tell people they can't be with their families in the time of holidays, the one time they get to do something after their lives are going under is just retarded. I'm sorry to say that.
No, I really I actually agree that like that I feel like people should be allowed to spend time with their families on the holidays because like I don't know about you or like anybody else, but like a lot of my family they're older, like we have a lot of older elderly people in my family, so it's like I don't really know if I'm going to be able to see them next holiday, like you were saying. Like one of my cousin, she's like 80 something. She actually passed away a few days before Christmas, but we didn't get a chance. But she didn't get a chance to come over for Thanksgiving because of that stuff. So like I understand because you don't really even know if they'll make it to next November or even the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now. So it's like it really is a really bad thing that they're really trying to stop people from having like stuff with their families doing these little events and things like that. And the way I feel about this also is like, do you remember how when COVID first started, they're enforcing they're like wash your hands,
Mm-hmm.
don't touch your eyes, don't touch your mouth. Like they're not even telling people to do that anymore. Like they're not telling people to do that anymore. Like the first thing I do when I come inside the house from anywhere is I literally take a hot shower.
Yeah, I think that is weird. I didn't even think about that before. Yeah, honestly, you should wash your hands. You go to the bathroom, wash your hands. We shouldn't be doing the things that they were like washing it every 5 seconds. Like, you don't need to be OCD about it, but you definitely should be
Yeah,
clean. Be clean, you know? Don't be overly clean, but be clean.
yeah. People just don't. It's just the rules that they were enforcing at first. They've started to be more lean. They start to try to be more lenient on it. But we're in a pandemic, and they want the pandemic to end. You can't be lenient on it because other countries have already like they're out of that pandemic shit. That shit's gone. Like it's done. Like I think what is it? New Zealand. New Zealand hasn't had one case of coronavirus at all. Not
At
one at
all?
all. Not
No, that
not
can't be true.
no, not one case.
Maybe in a while. I don't know about not one case. That's like physically impossible.
No, I think because of what they do, I think they have like one, no, I think they did have one case, but
Mhm.
like I think they did have one case. That was it. That was it though. But
It is
like
wild.
but I understand this. If people did stay inside, I feel like if people stayed inside and just like for those 2 weeks actually stayed inside, I think we'd have been in a lot better predicament.
Hmm.
But also like the predicament could have been the same because like they weren't doing anything to like actually clean it, to clean the areas that need to be clean. Because like you still got the germs, you still got the germs
Yeah.
and stuff of the virus on there. It should have been like a lot more deep cleaning. And I live in a really big city, so like I have to be like really careful. So I could easily go downtown and be around like a good 100,000 people.
Do you have any unequivocal, I don't know if that's the word I was looking for. Do you have any thoughts, philosophical thoughts that keep you up at night and you can't figure out the answers to? Like, why are we here? What's going to happen after death? Why do drugs work? Do you have any
Not
thoughts like that?
really. Uh,
What do you think about a lot? What goes through your head? What goes through Chancio's head that most people don't know?
honestly, like I don't really know if most people like. I feel like a lot of people do know, but like I really just think about like I think about conversation skills a lot because like I got like somewhat social anxiety, so I pretty much like I want to have conversation good conversation skills, and it's not even with the homies. It's not with the homies because we've hanging out before. Like you already know, I'm out there, but with girls, I gotta be like I'm trying to learn how to be more smooth with it. But I probably shouldn't even be thinking about that because I shouldn't even be thinking about it. Because as soon as you start thinking about it, you gonna mess up. But other than that, I think a lot about just like think a lot about music and
Mm-hmm.
just the future. I guess like I'm moving to LA this Friday, so I most definitely just think about what I'm gonna do out there. Even just making sure like having my job ready. So like think about how I'm gonna manage my time, everything. Next, I'm always thinking about the next TikTok videos too, bro. Like, what can I do for the next team, bro? Like not like what can I do? Like nothing like crazy, nothing. Maybe something crazy, but nothing bad. Nothing that's gonna give me like a bad image because I don't want the bad publicity on my name. You know?
Yeah. No, yeah. Thinking about the future, it's good. It has good and bad implications. Like, you know, if you overly think about the future, you never really live in the present. But if you never think about the future, you're probably never going to be successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a big one. A lot of the time we have existential angst and like freakouts is because we're worried about something we do now that has implications on our future. Me getting that 88 is me thinking I need to get A's because I need to get this great GPA because I need to need to get a great job or go to a great law school after I graduate, right? Um, somebody, I don't know, jumping out of a window and breaking their leg, thinking about they can't play sports for the next 6 months or, you know, something like that. So now that's an extreme example. Don't jump out of a window, obviously, but like, you know, some people get drunk, jump out of windows. But you know, so thinking about the future, that's a tricky one when you try to balance your thoughts. What I will say though is this: balancing things is key. Moderation is key in anything. Do you agree with that? Do you think that everything should be balanced out?
Yeah.
Even like your thoughts.
I do. I do agree because I'm an overthinker. So I do realize that you gotta try to balance it out. It's like once you start thinking about something too much, it's gonna drive you crazy. It's gonna drive you crazy, crazy. It's like say this. It's like dealing with a breakup. You just thinking like, why did she break up with you the whole time? Like, you just have to come to the realization that, bro, like it's not really even you. Like it just wasn't meant to be, you know. But you have to like do it with. They keep they keep walking. I'm sorry, but you have to
Yeah,
do it
you're
with
good.
you. Oh yeah, they looked at me. They looked at me. I was like, okay. I like three people looking at me. I was like, bro, what? But yeah, literally, like, it's just within moderation. Like, you can't let your mind. You can't think about the bad stuff too much. You can't think about the good stuff too much. You still got to be level headed. It's like it's like LeBron James. It's like he could most definitely go. He could get caught up and think about, yeah, I got all these accolades, I got all these championships. People saying I'm the GOAT, but like once your head gets too high, then it's just like it's not a good thing.
No, it isn't a good thing. You can never let your head get higher. You could always learn. You can always get better every day. That's a good thing to say because, like you said, LeBron James, the most one of the most achieved NBA basketball players of all time. Tom Brady, same thing for football. Joe Rogan with podcasting. Justin Bieber with music. All these people have made a ton of success in their respected fields, and something about them is they know they can always get better, and they know they're going to fail. And something about me is I'm a perfectionist, and I hate when I mess up. Like if we're having a discussion on a podcast and maybe I say something wrong or I do something like that, I think in my head, oh, that's gonna suck, but all that stuff. But I don't edit these, so it's like a long conversation that's just true. And or when I'm doing the intros, I literally do my intros 85,000 times because it has to be perfect to my mind. And I literally sit here, I'm like, mother, and I just like redo it
Yeah,
all over and over again. And it's because I want everything to be perfect. I'm writing an essay, has to be perfect. I get a B on anything, I'm freaking out. I have to get an A. I have to get that perfect score. And that's something I really try to work on because like you can't be perfect. You need to fail so you can learn.
like yeah, most definitely like failure is a part of success. No, don't nobody always take W's. Sometimes you gotta lose to get. Sometimes you gotta lose to make yourself go even harder for the next time. It's like I said, it's like it'd be like losing an NBA championship or losing an NFL championship. Like you gonna lose, but you're probably gonna come. You gonna work so much harder to try to get that W next time you come out there. Just like it was like Stephen Curry with the Golden State Warriors. Like they went that one year and they get that like they lost. They got obliterated. And like the second round, they came and won three state championships after that. Nah, yeah, I think it was like two. It was like
The
two or
the
three.
Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, they did
I think
three-peat, I think.
I don't think they three-peated. I think they
Two-peat.
two-peated.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did
I
two-peat.
think they have 3 rings besides Katie.
Yeah,
Um, Katie, bro. What do you think about? Do you watch basketball?
yeah, I do.
What do you think about him and Kyrie on the Nets?
I personally, I've watched like almost every Hornets game, and they played the Hornets this season. I feel like Kyrie is playing crazy this year for sure. He's like his layup package is insane. He's been playing really good. KD, I feel like he's just like he's been injured, hasn't played in a minute. He's still getting used to it, but the man can still for sure hoop. I just feel like he just got to get himself back into that get himself back into the groove, actually playing an NBA game. But I feel like all the players do because like nobody had a training camp, nobody had that. Like you got to think like the season would have started back in like I think October.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's January. Teams are only 10 games in.
I think is crazy? The fact that the football didn't have preseason this year. Like, how like incredibly important preseason is for football players because they learn, like they get used to playing with people. They get used to taking snaps if they've never snapped in an NFL game. They get used to like the speed of the game and everything. And so I think some teams that might have made the playoffs this year didn't make the playoffs just on the sheer fact because they didn't have any preseason games, you know? And the same could be said for NBA basketball, although the bubble did happen not 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I don't know how long ago the bubble ended, but it was definitely last semester of school. So, you know, COVID's definitely thrown sports for the aloof. What's your favorite sport? Basketball?
Track and field.
Track and field is your favorite sport.
Yeah, yeah,
You fast?
yeah. A little bit.
You know what I think is insane? The fact that like some people could be built identically the same, or I guess they're not identically the same, but like even identical twins, like one could be extremely faster than the other. Like speed is something so crazy because it's like, yeah, it has to do with like your explosion and everything and like your form, but really like some people are just gifted more than others in like speed and jumping too, for that matter.
Yeah, I'm a jumper. Like so that's like I'm a jumper, but I'm pretty fast too. But like at the same time, I do know I'm not the fastest person ever. Like I've seen kids who are just crazy fast. Like I can run my 100 meter in probably like a little bit under 11 seconds, which isn't bad. But like D1 standard is like 10.8. But my jumping is so much different. Like I'm not even super tall, and I can still dunk a basketball.
Really? How tall are you?
Yeah, I'm like 5'8".
Really?
Yeah, but I've been almost dunking a volleyball since my senior year, and I've actually grown a little
Mm.
bit since then.
Yeah, I've lost hops. I used to be able to like grab the rim with both hands, and I'm like 6'1", and now I can barely touch the rim. I also
Come
gained
on,
60 pounds since I graduated high school. So,
understandable.
not 60 pounds, 40 pounds, a little
I
under
was like,
40.
I've seen the school website with it
Mm-hmm.
constant growth. Literally every year, bro, you get changed. It's like 1 year, next
Bro,
year, boom.
when I saw that, I was like, wow. I did not know I looked like that 2 years ago. And then last year, I even looked like way different from last year to this year. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, I look like a coach.
Yeah, you will never ever realize how much you're changing until you start seeing stuff like that. Like I don't even think I'm changing that much, but I most definitely get like people tell me people were like you look like you're like 16. No, not 16. People say I'm 16 like ugh. People say I look like I'm 16. But before they be like you like 12, look like you 12. But now people actually say I look my own age. So I was like, all right, cool. Or now I look 18. So it's good progress because
You look
I'm
like
starting to
I would say like you're like 19.
yeah, a lot of people just give me the whole like 16. But now I get 18 a lot now. So it's
18?
cool. Yeah, I
That's
get
not
18.
that bad. At least I
Yeah.
think you're
But look,
above the legal, you know.
yeah, that's just because I have a tattoo though.
Oh, really? What do you have?
Yeah. I have all faith in God right here. So like with this some people be like, yeah, you probably like this or that.
Yeah, I want to get some tattoos. I just don't know what I'm gonna get yet. I think if I have like a daughter or something, I'll get like all the women in my life that matter to me on my arm and like some cool thing. But I also I kind of like the clean look. I don't know. I kind of want to get some tattoos. I'm just kind of want to know what I'm doing with my life before I get one. You know?
Yeah, personally me, I got this tattoo because like nobody can really say nobody can not hire you for having this tattoo because
Hmm.
it's really a religious thing, you know. Just say
Yeah.
all faith in God, and you really can't. Nobody can even call out your religion because every religion has a God, even though they might call it a different thing.
I don't know if that's true. You say every religion has a god?
Well, like pretty much most religions have a God.
Well, Buddhism
Like
doesn't really have a god.
yeah, not them, but but you have like Allah, but you have like
Yeah.
Allah and stuff like you have like Allah and stuff like that, and that is like their version of God. That is their higher power.
I think the one thing about like Muslim or Islam is the religion. Um, Judaism and Christianity, they all have the same God, basically. Like they all believe in the one monotheistic God, and they have like a lot of the same characteristics. It's just the difference between the prophets, I think. So like, um, they have the Prophet Muhammad in Muslim. They Judaism just doesn't believe in that Jesus was the Messiah, and then Christianity has that Jesus was the Messiah. So I do think it's crazy that religion, that like we all basically believe the same stories, and we all basically like believe in something higher than ourselves. Uh, I I do think religion is the reason humans are the way humans are, and the reason humans have laws and values is primarily because of religion.
I do. I agree. So I agree with that as well. That's a really big thing. I feel like just I feel like now, because back like when our parents, probably our grandparents, was there, like going to church on Sunday or whatever day that you go to church was like mandatory. Was like that was like a mandatory thing. But like now, like kids are not going to church like that, even though they might still believe in believe in a God or believe in a religion. They're just not going to church. It's just like things are just it's just still the belief system. It's really odd
Mhm.
though how things are changing in between just generational stuff, which we had mentioned with the whole with the whole TikTok thing, and how like our parents just don't get the whole social media aspect of it.
Definitely. Well, all right, Chancio, thank you for coming on. That's a good way to end it. I'm glad we got to do this since it's actually a better way than the last time we were gonna do it. Video. I hope you and Jake could both come on in person one day. But thanks for coming on. This was
Very
fun.
soon, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
You already know. Come out to LA.
Definitely.
We can get it up there, bro.
Jake wants me, or Avion for the listeners. Sorry, he wants me
Yeah,
to
yeah.
come out there and do a podcast in person and vlog. I was like, I don't know if I can vlog.
We're gonna be vlogging. You'll have fun
All right. Well,
for sure.
have a good day, man. I'll let you know when it's out. All right.
All right, my guy. Appreciate you, man.
See ya.